Hello, everyone. This is Amba Michael Brenner coming to you from Southern California. I just wanted to address our One Seed community, which is such a wonderful work of God that's taking place. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of what God is doing right now. I wanted to express a couple things really quick. The fruit that's being produced is magnificent, and it is truly lasting. Not just now, not just for a moment or a season, but on into eternity. I kind of really had this burden in my heart that it takes one to make one. And so we see that we know that Christ Great Commission in Matthew was to go and make disciples of all nations. And we need to be something before we can reproduce it. We have to experience it before we can express it. And the value of what God is bringing to us is so incredible. In Galatians 3:29, the word says that if you belong to Christ, you are Abraham's seed and heirs according to his promise. And a word that God is given us was conjoined seed. And God is conjoining or connecting us all together into a kingdom community. He's also merging or binding the seed of Christ, the divinity, and it's being connected to our humanity so that it can be expressed effectively here on earth. Divinity and humanity working together to express the character of Christ and the culture of heaven here on earth. In Matthew 4:16, the word says that those who sat in darkness have seen a great light. And we know that darkness is a symbol or represents ignorance. It is a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge. And I want to look at these words, great light. The word great is megas, and it's great intensity. It's powerful, it's powerfully affecting the senses. It's strong in its ability and virtue. It's powerful and splendid, even large, loud, and mighty. So this light that's being expressed, or this revelation that's being exposed, it has a great intensity. It has great ability and virtue as well. It is splendid and powerful, and it is affecting the senses. It's not only affecting the natural realm, but it's impacting the supernatural realm. That's why we're seeing such a great manifestation through what God is doing right now. So that first, the word great is megas, and then light is phos, and its brightness, brilliance, its purity and truth. It's also knowledge and spiritual purity and understanding. It means to be exposed into view. And what God is releasing right now is having such a huge impact because it has a great intensity, and it is a power of purity and truth. And so it's my prayer that God would just continue to open the eyes of our understanding as he did, as he walked along the road after his resurrection, and that we would continue to be exposed and experienced so that we can express deeper levels of the kingdom of God. I want to thank you, Amba Jade, for being a pioneer and for being so generous with the precious pearls of wisdom and revelation that God has entrusted to you. It really does mean a lot that you would allow us to partake in and participate in this beautiful time and this beautiful revelation that God is releasing. Being a pioneer is not easy. It's breaking. It's the cutting edge. And Amba Jade, you're that cutting edge that God has utilized, and you've been so generous and so good to release what God has entrusted to you, and I really appreciate that. Once again, it takes one to make one. There's a huge power in unity, and as we become one or conjoined with this message, we're able to see it manifest in a unity and community. Just as Jesus prayed to the Father, I pray that they would be one as we are one. All of my dear friends there in the Philippines, I'm so excited and looking forward to seeing you guys in March on our trip there. It is going to be spectacular. I'm looking forward to having my wife there with us as well, and seeing what God has in store for us. The journey we're on together is of epic proportion, and we have to allow God to produce this through the process inside of us so that we can reproduce it in the world around us. There's an ultra sound, a mega sound that is being released at this time, a great sound that's being released at this time, this true revelation into the inner workings of the kingdom of God. This ultrasound is making the unseen into the seen. It's giving us a perspective on heaven's access, heaven's workings. Once again, the culture of heaven and the character of Christ being combined into you, into me, into those that we're working with and imparting to, the ones that we're raising up. It's happening inside of us so that it can happen through us. And God showed me this word ultrasound, and it's like a medical ultrasound, so that what is unseen can be seen. There can be a perspective on what is invisible to our natural eye. It's allowing us to see the inner workings. And that's what God is doing right now. He's using One Seed. He's using Kingdom Talk. He's using these different methods. He's given us divine revelation to give an ultrasound, a perspective of what's taking place in heaven so that we can reproduce it here on earth. Divine protocols, processes, and procedures are being released to cause alignment and harmony to take place on earth as it is in heaven. As we explore this greater level of the goodness and glory that is being revealed, we have the opportunity to see lives and regions changed and transformed. I see hubs, training centers being established, just like we're doing right here in the United States. We're establishing training centers so that people can be developed, so that they can learn discipline and the art of what God has in store for their life. When they are kingdom centered, the highest priority is on the kingdom of God, the culture of heaven, and the righteousness, the character of Christ. These training centers aren't just for here in the United States or just for the Philippines. They're designed for kingdom advancement. And I want to ask your prayers as we are now have been given influence to impact Kenya, Africa. We have people that are coming under the leadership, and we're going to begin to impart to them and disciple them in Kisumu, Kenya, Africa. And I believe that's another start of something really great that's taking place. And it all starts with a seed. We know that everything that God does come in here on earth, it comes in seed form. God told spoke in Genesis that seed time and harvest will by no means pass away as long as the earth remains. And so we are functioning in the protocol, in the procedure of heaven, and it's all happening in one seed. Don't despise the small beginnings, God says. And so we're just honored and pleased to be a part of what God is doing here in this moment in time, in this moment in history. These are epic and monumental times. And it is an honor and a privilege to be connected with you, Amba Jade, and the entire Rock Network. We are grateful and so thankful for everything that's been done and that is happening, and what God intends for the future, our future together. God bless you all. Kingdom favor, and may you flourish and succeed in everything that God has for your life. We're looking forward to seeing you in March. God bless, and we'll see you then.